All right, hey beautiful people. So I wanted to make this video on healing your inner child, what it is, ways to heal it, and ways to bring it to the surface, because a lot of us have inner child problems that are buried within us that we have no idea about because we're just not aware of it. So I have took a couple notes. So basically the inner child, it comes from a strong energy and a spiritual sense. It's our inner child that's embedded in our unconscious mind. I wasn't even aware at the time, but I started doing the healing work without even being aware of that inner child. But I just recently come to find out like that's exactly what I was doing. So I want to share that with you guys. And basically the inner child, it starts in our root chakra, which is the foundation of it all. It's our house, it's our home. It's the lowest chakra, which is our first chakra. Dictates who we are, like we're safe, if we're secure. Do we have feelings of survival? Do we have feelings of control? Do we feel like we are secure? So it starts in that first chakra. And in the first 5 years of our lives, we're taking in everything. We're like a sponge. We're soaking in everything. Whether that's being in a dysfunctional family, being ignored, not being loved, not being cared for, not being nurtured, seeing arguments, fighting, all of that, we're taking that in, and it's programming our first chakra, our root chakra. And at that age, that's where love comes from. So it doesn't start in the heart, it starts in the first chakra, because remember, the chakras start from the bottom and they go up. So the first one is the root chakra. So basically you're born into a programming system. Like the first 5 years of your life is just programming. And just in a spiritual sense, it's a part of us that's innocent, joyful, and playful. And so ways to acknowledge or cultivate your inner child is to ask yourself, like, is your inner child wounded? Do you have childhood trauma? Do you have dysfunctional relationships? How are you in relationships? For me, relationships was huge because it made me confront who I was. And it triggers your inner child when you're in a relationship because you are forced to be intimate. And if you wasn't receiving that intimacy growing up, and it comes up in a relationship and you're not able to express that, you have to go within, you have to recognize it, you have to heal it. That's why it's coming up. And it's not a bad thing. And at the point, I didn't realize that's what was happening. So I looked at it as it was like bad. I was like, why is this happening? Like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? But it's actually telling you something. It's telling you something like, hey, something needs to change. Another thing is like, if you don't have that sense of security and safety and you're in a relationship, you're going to try to control it because you feel like you lack control. And this goes with anything else in life. Like that's how you can tell if your chakra is imbalanced, if you're trying to control the situation. Because remember, the first chakra deals with safety and security. So if you're trying to control a situation, you may feel like you're not secure. You may feel like you're not safe. You may feel like you have abandonment issues, like you are being betrayed or what have you. Like do you trust life? Do you trust what's going on around you? Do you trust the universe? And if you don't, that's a sign that your chakra is imbalanced. Also, if you do trust the universe, trust God, trust that you have everything you need, you are guided, you are supported, that means your chakra is balanced. But back to it being imbalanced, you feel like everyone's out to get you, and that's just not how it seems. So it's something deep within the programming that that's programmed in your root chakra from the first 5 years of your life that you need to go through and fix. So ways that you can also recognize that you need to heal your inner child is do an assessment. Evaluate where you are. Evaluate the people in your life, the relationships, how you respond to certain things. Do you want that control? Do you feel jealous? Do you have abandonment issues? And it all starts with the root chakra. I don't know how many times I could say that. It's our programming. And what happens is all of the programmings from our family, our ancestors, our DNA, even like groups, like races, ethnicities, genders, all of that is sucked into our root chakra in its programming. It's a computer and it stays there until you go through and you heal it. So you have to recognize it, heal it, and let it go. And ways that you can actually heal it is you could ground yourself. You could go in nature, take your shoes and socks off, plant your feet in the earth, visualize roots coming from your feet, spreading out into the earth. You can be aware of your inner child. The main thing your inner child wants is to be seen, heard, and loved. And when you recognize that inner child, it's seen, it's heard, and it's loved. And that's 75% of the healing process right there. So if you just recognize it and you acknowledge that that inner child is there, that's majority of the healing work right there. You can do an assessment of your belief systems, the programming that you had as a child. Like, for example, a type of programming could be you were born into a racist family, or a family that's homophobic. And those are all programs that's in your root chakra that you have to go through and heal. And you may not even recognize it until you're older or into your adulthood and your adult lives. So yeah. And then the last thing you could do is like affirmations, or like mantra work, or setting the intention. You could write down like, I am okay, I am loved, I am guided, I love you, I adore you. Just certain things like that. You look in the mirror and say it to yourself. Setting the intentions is very, very important though, because we are very, very powerful. Like our thoughts, our words, everything we think about, it basically can come true, because we are manifestors, and we are creators, and we are creating our own reality. So if you're telling yourself these things and you're reminding yourself and you're doing the internal work, it's going to happen, because you're putting that energy out into the universe, so it's going to come back to you. This is a lot. Okay, so another thing you could do is go on YouTube. You could search guided meditations. So search guided meditations, and you put some headphones in, listen to some meditations, and they pretty much walk you through it. You can listen to frequencies, healing frequencies. I don't know off the top of my head the healing frequency, but it might be 532 hertz. 532 hertz is a healing frequency. You can meditate, and a lot of our fractals, a lot of parts of ourselves is like spread out into the universe, it's spread out into the atmosphere. So like we have pieces of us here, pieces of us there, everywhere. So you can imagine yourself bringing those fractals, bringing those pieces back into who you are today. And it's a visualization process as well. So you just visualize those pieces coming back to you and making you whole again. And so I think that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you. Have a blessed day.